I know, director, I know I should do my hair. Get on with it then. Alright. Listen, yes, the thing about intersex is that people don't really know about it. And I just saw a video caption there of intersex bass found in Columbia, Ohio, I think it was. And so it doesn't matter where, but the intersex fish, it's probably going to take that, like, that scientists will be doing their rounds and discovering lots more animals, more species that we thought before were just male and female, and then they find out they're actually intersex. And the reason they'll come up with that diagnosis of the fish being intersex is because they'll read up about it in the medical textbooks, and they'll find that there actually are species that are can be seen as intersex, and then they'll might, to their thinking, start to research it more and realize that actually human beings can be intersex as well. And that sort of process might take a while, like years and years. Like, one scientist might think about, I wonder, can human beings be intersex? But they'll probably end up thinking at the end of the day with their family at home, discussing this over the dinner table or in the laboratories or wherever they do these experiments. Um, and studies on natural living things. I wonder how long it will take for them to actually come to that conclusion that actually intersex people exist. Because their intersex issues and information on intersex are really being swept under the carpet. People are not actually getting to know much. And when I mention intersex, people are like, "Listen, I don't need to know. I don't have a gender issue, so God, please stop." You know, and or they think that you're homosexual, bisexual, something to do with like your sexual orientation. And the other thing, when I mention I'm intersex, they obviously think that I'm talking about transsexuality, because they do know about transsexuality. Transsexuality has spread across this planet like a virus of information on that. People know what transsexuality is. They know what transsexuals are supposed to look like, but in fact, most transsexuals do such a great job at just passing as either male or passing as either just female. Um, so it really, it doesn't disturb the status quo of male and female, black and white, that sort of world. And unfortunately, there are more than two things in this world, two opposites. There's more than two opposites. Opposite doesn't have to mean just one way, if you know what I mean. Like, it can be this way, this way, this way, this, whatever. And intersex, bad example. Uh, intersex is highly important for the human species to recognize that the in-betweens of the supposed only sexes, which of course just the only word for it is bullshit. Male and females only on planet Earth. That's bullshit. And there's many spectrums, many different types of people and animals on this planet. So it's highly important that intersex people themselves, and also intersex people, non-intersex people is what I want to say. So intersex people and non-intersex people get together on this, because remember this, from me only, not from the medical establishment. Um, I believe most people are actually intersexed. Okay, most people in the world, in fact, if not all human beings in this world, are maybe intersexed. Yeah. And so to say that somebody's non-intersexed, I think is highly insulting to that person, to basically call them normal. Who wants to be normal? You know? Most people don't want to be normal. Now think about this, normal people. You don't want to be normal. You just want to fit in. That's what you want. That's you've been led to believe that normal is fitting in. Okay? When in fact normal is you being yourself, and you fit in naturally. We haven't got to that point yet, but we're very close. This world and the people in it hasn't been at this point of excellence. And it's not excellent people, and it's not perfect, but it hasn't been at this point of excellence. So there's lots of great people. Many of you can be homosexual. Many of you can actually be transvestite, technically speaking. Of course, there are no female transvestites. I'm looking to the other side of the screen because it's such a joke. There are no female transvestites, because females can wear whatever clothes they want. So I know I'm waffling here from point to point. There's a lot to discuss on the levels of clothes and how people perceive us to be. and what sex they treat us as. Um, and I mean everybody, non-intersex people as well. OII did a new policy that they said that, that it's better that intersex people talk and do documentaries on intersex stuff and that than non-intersex people. That's purely and utterly a disaster of a statement to make internationally, and that a non-intersex person is not as welcome as an intersex person. Because the reality is, as I said before, I do believe that most people are intersexed. I don't believe that we live in a Ken and Barbie world, Barbie and Ken world of, stereotypically all females, all feminine type people are going to be wearing feminized female clothes, because I don't believe in feminized female clothes. I just believe in material that we put on our bodies. Yeah. And materials, because sometimes people like to put like squidgy lipstick on their lips, and it shouldn't be considered a female thing. Um, and that's where I'm going, and that's where most of people who talk to me and listen to me, and we have discussions on these topics, that's where most of us people in the world, and there are a lot of people, I mean, you don't think that I just talk on YouTube, eh? I talk all over the place. I'm not going into examples, we'll be here all day. So it is a movement, we are moving forward. It's not perfect, no. And I'm just say for myself that for anybody who doesn't know me out there, um, I've been on the scene for a long time, and I'm not trying to say that I'm better than you by saying that, but I'm just saying that I absolutely do care. The fact that I've been on for so long, and I've opened my arms out for basically everybody, and that I've come across, which is basically everybody that's on an online forum group. And I really want to see a better community situation, that we all feel completely safe, especially with each other, rather than having to think about, do we even feel safe walking out our own front doors stating that we are intersex or something like that. Okay. And so we are coming to a better crunch point of togetherness, and a crunch point of information being shared, and then we can continue to share. But we really need to make an impact, is what I'm saying. Um, but there's too much squabbling. There's always been squabbling and fighting, and I don't believe that the medical community haven't put people like that into our communities to break us up, just like an anarchist demonstration, which is actually a process. I'm not an anarchist myself, but a lot of police people will join in on the anarchist side and start causing trouble, so that the anarchists look like they started it. Bad example, terrible example. Nobody will believe that. And you with the long hair, what's the story there? I saw a great video there on YouTube, somebody doing loads of accents. I think I'm going to do one myself, because actually I think I can do a brilliant one, a brilliant version of loads of different accents. I'll leave you with that. I'm not full of myself, but I am full of myself in these points. I do believe that I will definitely lead an intersex group that will be the major one in the future, because I believe that I know what encouragement and support truly means, and I know the practicalities of getting it. From my amazing childhood of crap, yeah, and emotional difficulties throughout my first 20 years of life. Thank you, yeah. So I understand emotions, and I understand how people can get out of hand. I understand anger. I understand lots of things on these levels. That's why I'm very talented and excellent with being able to deal with people. But I do see a lot of other people think that they are the bee's knees, and that's fine. Let them believe what they want, you know. Equally, let me believe what I want. And we all believe what we want about ourselves, and we just do it politely when we're all together in the same virtual room. That's the general idea there. Um, and on issues on OII, yes, I have issues with OII, and I've brought up the issues with OII, and basically got banned. Yes, to people on YouTube, I got banned from OII on Facebook, but then I got back in again. Because I think we need to be a community, and know what's happening within the community, and care about the community always. Ciao. Peace be with you all, always, and eventually.